regular show. Episode 13. I'm gonna send you all into the graveyard. Movies, rent your movies. Rent your movies right here in Oh, sorry, man. Nice outfit. Hey, it's a costume. They make me wear it. Movie night. I've got the popcorn. I've got the movie. Wait, I thought we were watching Herbie the Love Bug. Dude, come on, we've seen the movie 100 times. I got something even better. Bam! The Untold Story of Timothy. Yeah, dude, this movie seems to be rad cool. Check it. Around 1915 years ago, an engine with 6 small wheels almost has the same identical shape as Thomas, is named Timothy, but had been painted silver and had the number 0 on the side, and will suffer souls and will send whoever mess with him, who still lives, will be sent to their graves, especially Thomas the Tank Engine. Pay the fare, or pay the price. No, dude, another horror movie? Last time I walked into the bathroom in that for a week! No, dude, come on, this one is much easier. It won't give me that much nightmares. This one is old, it came out in January, and it's cheesy and a fantastic movie. It'll be hilarious. You sure you can handle it? Dude, it's just cartoon trains. Come on! Alright.
And every year, on the date of his suicidal accident, Timothy runs again as a warning to others, plunging into the gap, shrieking like a lost soul.
See, is this fun?
Timothy, what are you doing? Timothy didn't answer. He just kept on going. Suddenly, they were switched off the wrong line, heading away from the main line. Then the driver and fireman saw in horror that they were heading towards a cliff where a viaduct was to be built. Timothy, don't! You will kill us all! The driver and fireman scrambled and fiddled with the controls, desperately trying their best to stop him, but it was no use. I sent you out to the graveyard. Engine shot out from the fog. Percy wailed out, whistling long and loud as he closed his eyes. The train was taking passengers home when, according to the reports from the investigators, its brakes failed and the engine continued on going until it ran off a cliff, which was where the viaduct was built many years later. The engine crashed, killing everyone. But as the decades went by, witnesses claimed to have seen a ghost train running along the anniversary of its accident. Even I saw it, but I got a better look and saw its face. The engine had a very cold presence, one that I never felt before. He had an evil and demonic look that only the devil himself could describe. The engine had a number 0 on its side with 6 small wheels and was made of silver. Timothy shot forward, shrieking out loudly. Percy and Toby quickly caught a glimpse of his sadistic face. They shut their eyes as they anticipated a crash. Total silence fell. Percy opened his eyes first. Toby looked around. No one was there. Timothy had vanished.
I shouldn't pick this movie. I shouldn't have picked this movie and watched Toby Love Bug after all. I guess this ain't so bad after all. The video should be ending soon and Timothy's back to his normal self. So, yep. This is actually a good movie after all. This movie wouldn't give me no nightmares. As long as Timothy's back to his normal self, I'm perfectly and totally fine. It's all good.
Trains and freight work. Even if I did a little work, I still considered it a big deal and worth doing. You and I never met much, barely spoke, but we would exchange voice salutes as we passed by. And towards the end of 1913, I was put to the side and retired. But that was short-lived, and I was handed over to Sodor to help with the railway's growth. But I was in terrible shape, and being used so long, my parts were worn, and at the time it was difficult to repair. But what was worst of all was the way I was treated by the old controller. Throughout 1914, before the outbreak of World War I was treated badly by the people who did not know how to drive his engines properly. That was because the controller assigned them to do that, to make them look like professional crew members. I never had any accidents while this happened, but I was so angry and embarrassed that I rapidly lost my pride and faith in who I was, and I went into a deep depression. Around early 1914, I was scolded and looked down by the controller. The fact was that he never really understood how to run a railway and was only into money and greed. He later told me that after I was to take the night passenger train, I was going to be withdrawn and later sold for scrap. Mainly due to my parts being so old and overused a lot, and not getting enough repairs done correctly. At this point, I was so upset and enraged, my pain running out of control, and started to plot my revenge against the controller. I didn't know it until I left, but he was on board the coaches along with our passengers. Deep down, I knew what I was going to do. It would cost me a heavy price. As I neared the station on my journey, my driver applied the brakes. But they failed and I sped up, going faster and faster. I refused to listen to my driver's pleas to stop, and after I got turned onto the wrong track and saw I was heading towards a cliff, I gave into my hatred and pain and shouted out my last words, cursing and falling to my death, taking every soul with me, including the controller who made my life a living hell.
So, that's it. That's the reason why all this has happened ever since. You want your revenge on the old controller who once used to rule this railway for treating you like the way he did. In the end, you got your revenge, but it cost you your own life. And all those people. I understand it. I understand the pain and rage you had to suffer from. But surely, deep down, you had to regret what you did in shame and remorse. Those other people didn't deserve to die, and neither did your crew. It's time you put all this to an end and move on, Timothy. It's not worth being in this state of evil that you've been in for all these decades.
Please ask.
Timothy, you're being controlled by that demon. Fight it off. Break free.
To be continued. Whoa, is it over?